Trey Lance is coming in. How do you view that situation?
I think they keep Jimmy until you find somebody else. I don't think Trey's ready to play yet.
Okay.
As myself, and after talking to some of the players, it's one of those things that, if you can keep Jimmy healthy, he plays well enough to get you here.
Whoa, pro Jimmy. You're pro Jimmy.
I think, for now, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Stop it. Get some help.
What it do? This is Bishop of Bishop Zone TV, and I am recording this episode before Sunday's Super Bowl with the LA Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, again, with this channel, I'm a content creator. I'm gonna talk about any and everything. I'm not just regulated to one particular topic. So, rock with me if you do. If you don't like it, hey, go something else. I don't give a shit. Nah, I actually care. So whatever. But anyway, I want to talk about something that's been bothering me for a couple of days. The offseason hasn't even officially started, and already it's been a lot of bullshit going on with my team. And my team is the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, 49ers who just lost the NFC Championship to the LA Rams. Now, there's been some things going on that I really haven't, I really don't like the chatter around a certain individual, because I feel like they haven't even given this young kid a fair shake yet. And that's our future quarterback, Trey Lance. Trey Lance has only played 2.5 games. And he's already getting thrown into a polarizing mix amongst the fan base. And for some reason, while I do admire Jimmy Garoppolo, I actually like Jimmy G. Like for real. Like I'm not a hater. I didn't want to see this guy fail at all. I wanted him to be great. I wanted Jimmy Garoppolo to be our franchise quarterback. I really did. So we wouldn't have to go through the uncertainty of rolling with a rookie quarterback. But this is where we're at. And I got to say, this love affair for Jimmy Garoppolo is unfair to Trey Lance. It's causing a lot of infighting, and it's unwarranted. And it's unwarranted because Jimmy Garoppolo, at best, is an above average quarterback. That's it. He's an above average quarterback. Here we are, days before the Super Bowl, and here we are talking about running it back with Jimmy Garoppolo for the 2022 to 2023 season. Y'all, do I need to break down his postseason numbers? Do I need to break? Look, I know the league is not a quarterback league, but if you got two goddamn eyes, it's not hard to tell that Jimmy Garoppolo is limiting this offense. He limits this offense. I don't care what Joe Montana says. I don't care what George Kittle says. And I got mad respect, of course. I mean, what's his name? Joe Montana. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I can't say he's the greatest quarterback of all time now. If it wasn't for Joe Montana, I wouldn't even have 49ers as my favorite team. So I am not disrespecting Joe Montana, but me personally, I don't think Joe Montana is the best observer of quarterback talent in today's league. I believe Steve Young is more in tune with the way the league has transitioned to these type of quarterbacks, which is ironic because it almost feels like Joe Montana is still feeling some kind of way about being replaced. by Steve Young, who at the time was the athletic quarterback of that era. He was the Trey Lance, the Russell Wilson of that era. So, you know, you have these little underlining tones that Trey Lance isn't ready. That's the narrative. Trey Lance is too raw. He's not ready. He's not ready. Oh, he only beat the Texans. I can tell you this. The game Trey Lance started against Arizona in a hostile environment in Arizona, his first official start looked a lot better than Jimmy Garoppolo's start against a Colt McCoy-led Arizona team with no J.J. Watt and no DeAndre Hopkins, a game that we should have easily won. Now, again, I am not disrespecting Jimmy G, but let's look at some numbers. Let's look at some numbers, because I'm not understanding this love affair. And I appreciate everything that Jimmy Garoppolo brought to 49ers. Look, I'm telling you, Jimmy Garoppolo is partially responsible, hugely responsible for turning this franchise around. In 2017, it was looking really, really bleak when we had C.J. Beathard and Brian Hoyer leading his team. It was not looking good. It wasn't looking any different than Jim Fart Tomsula and Chip Kelly. It wasn't looking any good. Then Jimmy Garoppolo came, saved the day. We won 5 straight in a row. Then we came in 2018 with our heads held up high. And then third game in that season, he goes out with ACL injury, you know. Then 2019, hey, we go to the Super Bowl. We almost win it. In 2020, he gets injured again. And here we are this year, and he's healthy for the most part, and we went to the NFC Championship. Yeah, I get it. I get it a little bit. Why not run it back with Jimmy Garoppolo? But this is the problem with Jimmy Garoppolo. Is he elevating the team, or is he getting carried by the team? Or is it somewhere in the middle? No, he's not elevating the team, but he's not necessarily getting carried by the team either. He's efficient. He's good enough. But that's the problem. Being good enough is not good enough in today's league. Look at the 2 quarterbacks that's in the Super Bowl right now. Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow. Now, for all this talk about sitting Trey Lance another year, which I feel like is very, very, very disrespectful, why? When Kyle Shanahan tried everything in his power to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. Matthew Stafford, he's playing right now. He inquired about Matthew Stafford for a reason. And it's not like Matthew Stafford was playing lights out in the NFC Championship game either. But when it mattered the most, he made the right plays. Even if you say, well, Tart dropped the interception. He didn't do what Jimmy Garoppolo did in the fourth quarter, which was made mistake after mistake. Just like he did in the Super Bowl. Not solely blaming it on Jimmy Garoppolo, but Jimmy Garoppolo is what he is. Efficient, good enough, a little above average. Great team, great teammate, great leader. Just when it comes to the field, he doesn't have it all. So I want y'all to read this. I want y'all to look at this. I want y'all to listen to this. This is Jimmy Garoppolo's postseason stats. Per PFF, Garoppolo is the only quarterback since 2006 with at least 3 playoff starts to average fewer than 25 dropbacks per game. Garoppolo is averaging 18.7 dropbacks in his playoff career. Ryan Tannehill and Mark Sanchez are the next closest at 25 and 27.2 respectively. The 49ers have asked Garoppolo to throw the ball more than 25 times in the playoffs just once, his lone loss in Super Bowl. Right? And I believe this article came out before the playoffs started, which he didn't look really good in the playoffs this year either. They said of the 34 quarterbacks with at least 100 playoff dropbacks since 2006, Garoppolo ranks 31st in QBR rating, 70.3, 29th in PFF grade, 62.6, and 18th in yards per attempt, 7.2. During the fourth quarter in his playoff career, Garoppolo was 14 for 26 for 148 yards and 2 interceptions. Come on, y'all. Come on now. Let's think about that. This was before the NFC Championship. This was actually after the Green Bay game. Of the 4 quarterbacks remaining, Garoppolo's postseason passer rating is 63. Ranks far below Patrick Mahomes, 131.7, Matthew Stafford, 131.5, and Joe Burrow, 101.4. People, you are not going to win a Super Bowl or be consistently great franchise when you have a passer rating of 63. That's just not cutting it. That means again, you're just good enough to get by while mostly getting carried by the team, getting carried by the run game and the defense. Well, at some point the defense is not going to hold up any longer. Sometimes the run game is not going to work, that's what happened with Rams. So people blame that on Kyle Shanahan. But they don't realize that you made 49ers one-dimensional because they understand that they're not going to win the game solely on Jimmy Garoppolo's arm talent. They can't win it on his arm. Even if he isn't suffering from a thumb injury, he's shown time and time again he cannot be consistently good when you have to rely on your arm. He's a quarterback at the end of the day. Which leads me to another point. Trey Lance not being ready. If Trey Lance is not ready and Jimmy Garoppolo is an above average quarterback, then maybe they should just go ahead and fire Kyle Shanahan. Now, I'm not of the vein of firing Kyle Shanahan because I'm actually a big fan of Kyle. He's the right coach. And I trust Kyle Shanahan. I trust Kyle Shanahan so much that I don't buy the bullshit rumors that other people are spreading, like a Joe Montana. Yeah, I went there. I heard from some of the teammates, they don't think he's ready. So I think they should just roll with Jimmy Garoppolo until they get somebody better. Joe Montana insinuated earlier this season that 49ers should have picked Mac Jones. Now, when you saw Mac Jones, and Mac Jones is a rookie, so I'll give him that. But compare Mac Jones to Josh Allen in the playoffs and see if 49ers would have went to the Super Bowl with Mac Jones had they played him this year. I highly doubt it. You see the difference. You see why you should invest in a quarterback like Josh Allen and compare it to Mac Jones. Now, I'm not saying Trey Lance is going to be Josh Allen, but Trey Lance is closer to a Josh Allen than he is to a Mac Jones. And when I saw the 2 games of Trey Lance this year, the 2.5, his floor looked like Jimmy Garoppolo. So people go, well, Jimmy should come back because it was Trey Lance's job to take over. He was supposed to take over Jimmy Garoppolo's position, and he didn't. He didn't wow the team. I think I call bullshit on that, and I'll tell you why. Because Kyle Shanahan said from the very beginning that he was going to start Jimmy Garoppolo. Once he figured out he could not get Matthew Stafford or Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers, he knew he was going to go with Jimmy Garoppolo. And he knew Jimmy Garoppolo gave them a better chance to win, not because Trey Lance isn't good or he didn't wow them. It's because Jimmy Garoppolo is a fucking vet. Jimmy Garoppolo has more, he knows the system better. So Jimmy Garoppolo is marginally better than Trey Lance because of his familiarity with the system. If people haven't realized this by now, with Kyle Shanahan, he's very keen on familiarity with his system. Remember when Jimmy Garoppolo first got to 49ers and Kyle Shanahan still rolled with CJ Beathard? Why did Kyle Shanahan roll with CJ Beathard knowing damn well CJ Beathard is not starter material in the league? He's not even second string quarterback material in the league, and it's no disrespect against CJ Beathard, but I mean, look where we're at now. He was willing to roll with CJ Beathard up until the point CJ Beathard got injured in the Seattle game back in 2017, and he had no choice but to go to Jimmy Garoppolo. Is it right to say Jimmy Garoppolo didn't wow people? He didn't wow the team in practice? That CJ Beathard was so much more ahead of him? Yeah, CJ Beathard was ahead of him as far as the playbook, the system. And Kyle Shanahan only played Jimmy Garoppolo because CJ Beathard was injured. That's the truth. So again, what is it? I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. And I know a lot of y'all ain't going to like it, and I don't give a damn. But I think some of the criticism against Trey Lance has some racial undertones to it. The kid is raw. He's not ready. Did Trevor Lawrence look ready? I know it's a different situation. Yeah, Jacksonville doesn't have as nearly as much talent as 49ers. So what? Did he look ready? Did Zach Wilson look ready? Oh, I know he didn't have as much talent as 49ers, but then you had a guy come off the bench that looked better than Zach Wilson did in any game throughout his rookie season. And don't give me the Justin Fields talk, because Justin Fields got heavily criticized before the draft. He got heavily criticized like he didn't have many achievements and accolades that rivaled or were even better than Trevor Lawrence. He had clearly more talent than Mac Jones physically. He was physically more gifted than Mac Jones. Yet, a lot of people found every reason to slight Justin Fields. And they're doing the same thing now with Trey Lance. The insults. Tom Brady. Yeah, I know Tom Brady is the greatest of all time, but he retired. So why are we entertaining the idea of signing Tom Brady and prolonging Trey Lance development? When Steve Young, a Hall of Famer, has said from the very beginning, get this guy reps. That's how you know when the guy's ready, when you give him reps. He needs reps. Point blank, period. He needs to play. I told y'all I'm ranting. This is one of my rants. I don't give a damn. I feel like it's very disrespectful. If Trey Lance ends up being a bust, oh well, he ends up being a bust. But they're not even giving this guy a chance, and it's not even official offseason yet. And they're already talking about running it back with Jimmy Garoppolo, when at the end of the day, and I'm not placing the sole blame on 49ers loss on Jimmy Garoppolo, but look how the game ended. It ended on a Jimmy Garoppolo interception. On a throw he never should have threw any goddamn way. That's so Jimmy. That's so Jimmy. Again, what is it about our society? Why am I asking what is it? Because I know what it is. Let's just be honest. We grade black quarterbacks more harshly than white quarterbacks until they have to overprove themselves. Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes were taken after Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky had no reason being the first quarterback chosen during that draft, but he was, over guys who were already proven. Think about it. Deshaun Watson, he was a pro. He was a champion. Didn't they win the championship that year? He played at the highest level. Patrick Mahomes, he was a 4-year starter. putting up phenomenal numbers at Texas Tech. Oh, but Mitch Trubisky had one good year as a solid quarterback, and he was the first one taken off the board. And here we are, doing the same thing this year. Lamar Jackson. What about Lamar Jackson? Huh? You had some idiots suggesting he should change his position. The guy's a franchise quarterback. Let me read this other article for y'all. It's called a series chronicling the rise of black quarterbacks in the NFL. Last year, Quincy Avery decided to convene a conference to discuss the new realities for young African-American quarterbacks. Avery, who privately coaches quarterbacks, was prompted to convene the conference by racist social media posts directed at Houston's Deshaun Watson, with whom Avery has worked since 2014. Watson had made a poor decision that contributed to a Texans loss. And so this guy, the superintendent from Onalaska School District, north of Houston, wrote, when you need precision decision-making, you can't count on a black quarterback. Avery said, for him to say something like that let people know that even though we have so many black quarterbacks doing all these great things, we've made strides. We made strides, but we haven't made enough. Numerically, there have been strides. On Sunday, 9 African-American quarterbacks will start for NFL teams. The season is young, but black quarterbacks are already making an impact. Kansas City's Patrick Mahomes continues his brilliant play. Now, this was a couple years ago. As you see, black quarterbacks still face harsh criticism that white quarterbacks generally just don't get. And I'm seeing the same thing play out with Trey Lance. I think at the end of the day, which, by the way, this quarterback coach, Quincy Avery, he worked with Trey Lance. He said he felt like Trey Lance was more ready than any quarterback coming out of the draft. Now, of course, he might say that because he worked with him. But he wasn't the only one. If I'm not mistaken, I think another quarterback coach, Beck, also said Trey Lance was more than ready. So how is it that these guys who work with Trey Lance says he's more than ready, but then you have all these other people on the sideline, these fans, I'm a fan too, he's not ready, he's too raw. Yeah, because you don't play the kid. You don't play the kid. But when you got Deebo Samuel, and I know Deebo Samuel wasn't throwing Jimmy Garoppolo under the bus, but when he basically said, look, one of the reasons why we lost, because they stopped the run. Well, if you stop the run, what do you have to do? You have to pass more. Oh, but if your quarterback can't pass, then what good is he for? He's just good enough. He's efficient, but he ain't great. He's not good. Oh, but the fans. Everybody don't have to be a Patrick Mahomes. They don't have to be. Oh, but Jimmy Ward said, what did Jimmy Ward say? I see some of the same stuff that I see in Patrick Mahomes and Trey Lance. That's what Jimmy Ward said. He's the defensive player. So you can say whatever you want about George Kittle, which I don't know if that's true or not, but George Kittle adamantly pushing for Jimmy Garoppolo to lead the team to victory, which makes sense. But that other side of the field, from Fred Warner's comments to Jimmy Ward's comments, says something completely different than the offense, because they see it. They know it. Fred Warner, Jimmy Garoppolo throwing 5 interceptions in practice. That was a couple years ago. They saying shit. When Trey Lance started getting comfortable, he started letting him rip. They say they see the talent. He's a rookie, but they see the talent. But some of the national media is not telling that part. Instead, they're running with the narrative, let's run it back with Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, hell, when is the kid gonna play? 2027? That's my rant for the day. Something different than my normal content on Bishop Zone TV. Like and subscribe. Hey, man, I appreciate all the love so far. I appreciate the hate because, man, y'all keep giving me views. And until next time, holla at your brother. Shami.